Hi y'all, it's us.
What up?
And welcome to our lame excuse at a Thursday morning program, which is being recorded Wednesday night because breakfast for dinner, eh?
How we roll.
That's how we roll. So today, first of all, this is again one of those vlog things, and we're just gonna kind of alternate between different ideas as we have them, and like if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Don't dislike it, just don't like it.
Keep it real smooth, real neutral. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. So today, Steve and I were going to talk about things. What things were we going to talk about? Well, let me tell you once I have my keep pulled up, because we had the whole thing. We're talking about hidden role games and their effect on social intelligence today. That's what the wheel has brought. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So in recent, if you're on YouTube or you watch Twitch at all with any of the popular streamers, you're bound to have run across the phenomenon that is Among Us. We in fact have played it. We just haven't recorded it. So
a little bit. It's a fun game.
It's a great game. But these kind of hidden role games, they suggest, you have to have a certain kind of emotional intelligence in order to be terribly successful at those games. I mean,
yeah, because just to give a little bit of a background, so the concept of the game is you've got several people that are all astronauts or spacefarers on a spacecraft or on a base. Space beans that are trying to, that one of them or more is an alien that has infiltrated the base, the spacecraft, what have you, and in an attempt to kill everyone, or at least enough people to make it not successful. And then the non-aliens, or the crewmen, are responsible for trying to vote off the alien. So
yeah,
you've
the
got
alien imposter.
You've got, like I said, one or more who are the adversary, and then you've got the rest who are trying to come together to stop the adversary.
Yeah, so there's a lot of subterfuge and things that goes into these games, and it's intentional subterfuge. And like, there are times we don't like to talk about this being in like a kind of Christian-based society where a person does kind of have to lie. There are times when you can't be completely truthful about a thing, whether you're planning a surprise party or you're trying to catch somebody doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
Or you're at work and can't share your true self with your coworkers.
Yes. And that's more often what we see, especially I don't let my freak flag fade at all. Like, it's just here. People can tell when they look at me that's freak. So because of that, I have to play it like doubly careful at work. I have to be like not only more conservative than I think I am, but more conservative than like my mom, which my mom's not like a super conservative person, but as far as socially, she's a bit more conservative than I am. There were certain pecking orders, and my friend Karen and I kind of coined the phrase of cocktail people, or cocktail talk, which is where you talk about things that are not unpleasant in any way. You talk about, oh yeah, we're not going to talk about politics because that's a little unpleasant, and we're not going to talk about religion because that could potentially be unpleasant. So, and there's a lot of that goes on, especially in a workplace. So, you just kind of bow yourself out of conversations very politely and just don't say anything, don't make any waves. Even if you see a problem, don't necessarily mention it. Just, it's the, I hate to say it, but the very kind of fascist sort of lifestyle you have to lead in order to be successful in a corporate environment. Did you think I summed that up all right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Whatever. So it's very interesting to see these sort of games and see this sort of play, because it's not about how skilled a gamer you are by any stretch of the imagination. It's about how well you can lie.
Right. They're interaction-based games. They're not skill-based games.
Right. So it's literally based on how you interact with the rest of the crew. And, so you see all these streamers and they have like literally their closest friends in streaming on these streams with them. People that they spend a lot of time with, have probably done numerous collaborations with. And, basically just trying to see if they can pick out of a crowd whether or not their friend is lying to them, So that's really interesting. And there's several other games that do this. Of course, there's Werewolf,
Mhm.
and there's that House on Hunter Hill or whatever it was.
Well, yeah, House on the Hill is not a or the Betrayal at the House on the Hill.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more nuanced than just a hidden role game, because everyone's roles are hidden until the event occurs, and then people are divvied out for stuff. But more specifically, like you said, Among Us, Secret Hitler.
Yep.
There's another one.
Yeah.
Those are card game. That's a card game, as is Werewolf.
Right. But they have these online now, especially during as the Game Grumps put it, the Backstreet Boys tour, reunion tour.
These troubled times.
So
there's also in the Jackbox games, there's a Jackbox mini party game called Push the Button, which the premise of that is, again, folks are on a spaceship. One of the people on this, one or more, depending on how many players you are, is an alien and is trying to stop. Basically, there's a virus. In 20 minutes, it's going to destroy the ship, or make it unlivable. And they're just trying to run down the clock until it destroys itself. But the non-aliens, or the humans, are trying to figure out who the alien is.
Right, so that they can eject them out so it's a very similar game to Among Us in that regard.
Right.
But the activities are very different.
Yeah.
The activities that you're talking about here are activities that have more to do with, oh, hey, here, we're all going to draw something, but the aliens are going to get a different prompt.
Right.
And so you might be told to draw a stick figure. The alien might be told to draw a female stick figure, or something along those lines, that it's similar enough that they might be able to talk it away. But if they give that woman a bouffant and a dress and stuff, and just make her to the nines, the stick figure, then something's a little off about that. That's a little weird. And then of course the aliens have the ability to hack, and that is they can either make the humans prompt the alien prompt, or make an alien's prompt a human prompt. So it gets a lot into kind of the psychology of what we think and what we believe to be true.
Right. But game mechanics aside, these are basically very simple games with very simple rule sets. But where it gets more nuanced and more intricate is that interpersonal relation between the different players. So if you have a group of strangers, because Among Us, for example, you can just log into a random server and play with complete strangers. You then have to go more on intuition and what you see. Whereas if you're playing with family members, people or friends that you know very, very well, they have tells. There are things that, like we described, one of my kids will talk about my son's lying voice or lying face when they can see him in a room. So there's certain...
Or he'll get very, very emphatic and kind of high-pitched, and it's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, so we see different giveaways, different tells.
Yes.
And I the reason that I brought this topic up to you was I feel that, so as we as a society have gotten more and more isolated, more and more siloed from one another, we have atrophied some of those social intelligence abilities. And so, and there, of course, there are ways that people can pick up on, little interactions with people. But by and large, we are becoming more centered on more the transactional interaction versus the all of the game playing that is, literal, societal game playing that's required. But I feel like the more a game like this is played with other people, especially large groups of people and people that you're not accustomed to working with, you see more of an uptick in people's ability to not only suss out when people are being dishonest, but
suss out when people are sus.
Also be dishonest themselves. So to not only detect the deceit, but to apply the deceit, which, hot take. Is it hot take time?
Hot take.
I mean, I am wearing the hat. Thanks for asking about it.
Now that was the next segment.
Oh,
like I'm not even joking.
Okay, well, we'll save that. Not gonna give it away. Don't want to bury the lead. So, the idea here is that manipulation is given a very negative connotation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Manipulation, literally, like if I pick up a rock and I move it around with my hand, I am manipulating that rock. I am making it do something that I want it to do. So when we describe a person as manipulative, it's often like conniving or tricky, diabolical. You know, you're trying to make people do things in order to just to get you have a benefit.
Right.
Well, the other thing, this is my hot take. The art of interpersonal manipulation or emotional manipulation is also the same skill set that a psychotherapist would use.
Yes.
Or a lawyer or a politician. I mean, these are anytime people are working, and we call that persuasion because that is the positive connotation of manipulation. But to me, it's all the same deal.
Yeah.
You're just pulling at strings, pushing buttons, plugging in numbers in order to get a desired outcome.
Yes.
So anyway, stepping off my soapbox.
That's okay. The dog's yawning and making noise in the background.
She thinks I'm hilarious.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Got her fooled.
But yeah, so the question, what's up with the red mage hat?
Well, I mean, it's just a red hat until you say it's a red mage hat. But yeah, it's because it's my nod to the red mages. Red mages represent.
That's right. That's right.
My 4 red mage boys.
Talk about your 4 red sons.
My 4 red sons. Oh, you talking about Red, Rosé, Kid Crims, and the other son that I can't remember the name of. Because Rouge. Yeah. You mean Rouge?
Rouge.
So yeah. So if anybody's not following it, we're playing Final Fantasy Origins currently. And we got
So that means Final Fantasy 1 with updated translations and slightly different game mechanics.
Better graphics. Too.
Better graphics, yeah.
But we're playing it with 4 red mages. So I invite everyone to check it out. So your weird parents play Final Fantasy Origins.
That's it.
It's not too late to get in. We're 4 episodes deep right now, and they're short episodes. They're about 15 to 20 minutes a piece.
Yeah.
So you should check it out.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
And I'm not promising that you'll spontaneously get a hat like Steve's, but I am saying that there is a possibility. If you invite red mages into your home, you may just end up with a bitchin' hat.
You just have to sincerely open up your heart and say, red mages, I accept you into my being. I didn't even have this hat. I just woke up one day and this hat was on my head. It's crazy. This hat completely wasn't purchased at a Renaissance Festival in Augusta, Michigan. This hat just spontaneously generated as a result of that's how
the feather actually spontaneously degenerated.
I don't even know about a feather. I started logging into redmage.com, redmageacademy.net, and we just started.
I'm gonna have to buy that domain, aren't I?
No, it's already out there. It's a thing. So that's that, and if you don't know what Final Fantasy is, that's even better reason to watch the series. Because
absolutely, it
is a, dare I say, a master class in strategy. It is just amazing because I am just plowing through it, and the game is built on a balance of a party. It's oh, I hear a cat. So certain characters, have certain skill sets, fit certain roles, and the thing about the red mage, it's the balanced character. So everything is perfectly balanced, just as it should be. Anyway,
and I mean, other things happening this week. It's this guy's birthday.
Well, I mean that's next week, but before our next episode.
Before our next episode, that's correct. Tell the folks about your birthday. What birthday is it?
It will be my 43rd birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be a great time.
Old man.
I may do something special that day.
It's on a Tuesday. And who parties on a Tuesday? On a Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I just didn't want to actually say it out loud. Yeah.
But yeah, that's so yeah, we're getting down on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Blowing up on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Might play some Skyrim on a Tuesday. I'm just thinking.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing that we are definitely doing this weekend in honor of your birthday, and that is buying you some new tennis shoes. It's very exciting. New shoes?
You know, as soon as I get those, I'm gonna post a picture up on Twitter and I'm gonna tag.
If you don't make a fucking TikTok, if you don't make a goddamn TikTok,
no, I'm gonna make a TikTok because I'm big on TikTok now. That's what we do in our early 40s. We get involved in social media platforms that have no connection to us as a human. We're just like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I should just wear the hat.
Yeah.
Just wear the hat. No, that's it. Just the hat.
Just the hat. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I got
hat
going
undies.
on. Yeah. Just, sure. We'll go with that.
Well, you got to cover the junk.
Hat and an apron.
Hat and apron. There.
Leather apron like a blacksmith.
Like Babish.
Sweat dripping from
like Babish.
Particularly where the apron is. All right, we've gone into a territory. We've gone into a waste. So
we've gone places.
We've gone places. So that's what I got going on. What you got going on, D?
Well, more of what I've been doing.
Cool.
So yes, I have currently 4 full-time jobs that I'm working. I work as a volunteer for a board of a 501(c)(3). I do this YouTube channel. I do all the editing that about 98% of the editing that you see. So all these videos that you're seeing go up at a schedule at 8:15 a.m. That's because my ass has been since 3 p.m. or whatever working on it. And so it's always a really big reward when those go out, and especially when people like them and view them often.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We do appreciate the views a great deal. Since I'm just kind of starting out on my editing journey, as it were, and then so I talked about YouTube.
You mentioned
Avon. So I sell Avon. If you like Avon and you don't want to leave your house, you can order through my website, which the link will be in the description, I'm sure. Provided I remember to put it there. And you can just go ahead and order makeup from me. As you can see, I kind of know a little tiny bit about what I'm doing even. Really. I just do this until you feel uncomfortable enough to say, yeah, okay, sure. So that's that. Okay, so YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Avon.
Yeah.
And what's the 4th one? Oh, yes, Tech Witch Detroit. So if you need any computer work done, I do remote computer work. And I'll edit videos for you. But it'll cost you.
There it is. Well, everything costs at some point.
So that's at techwitchdetroit.com. And you can go there and look at some of the services I provide. It's a really small business, and I kind of just do things pretty much entirely through my ticket system. So basically on the website, you'll have an opportunity to look at the services, and you can actually schedule from there. Whereby I'll follow up with an email from the ticketing system saying, hey, yo, what can I do you for? And then you respond back. And I try not to call anybody on that, not because it wouldn't be easier, but because I know people don't like phone calls.
Nope. I don't use my phone for that, sir.
Yeah. So I try not to call people unless I don't get a response. So if you do need some kind of mild computer work done, I do that. And I'd be happy to help because that's what I'm about. And that's all.
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I don't know why I didn't mention it sooner. It's the weirdest thing. It just popped in my head. For the first time since the existence of the convention, if you will, I have, that too. We'll also talk about that, but that's a little further down the road. But I'm going to be doing the Inktober challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Where you draw something every day based on this set of... But I had, by some bizarre set of circumstances, gotten the attention of the production folks at the Vampire the Masquerade Onyx Path publications. Not that they're giving me a job or anything, but if they want you down the road, I'm more than happy to accept your money. But so there's a Inktober challenge specific to Vampire the Masquerade themes. So I'm gonna be doing that. Be drawing some spooky-ish.
That's it.
Vampires, etc.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
and finally, and I think probably the most important to this channel.
Most important thing.
First time since we've had a YouTube, there is a DunneCon coming.
Yes.
DunneCon. For those that don't know what DunneCon is something that Steve and I started on Facebook back in 2014. This is a convention entirely takes place in your home.
In your home.
I know it doesn't sound new now because we've been living this way for a while.
Everyone's doing it.
Why don't you?
But no one did.
Yeah. So DunneCon, if you go onto Facebook and search for DunneCon, DUNNECON, you will find us.
That's the one.
With a couple of our friends standing near a gay sign. It's very gay.
That's what it's like up north.
Yeah, sometimes.
100% gay.
So we do encourage you to take part in that. Go ahead and follow that page on Facebook at DunneCon and join the group that is the DunneCon sharing space. And so the entire weekend, first of all, it is the weekend of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And so the October...
Halloween's on Saturday.
Yes. October 30th to November 1st is when this convention takes place.
Yes.
In the sharing space, you share things. You share yourself in costume. You share your cooking workshop where maybe you're just making yourself a stew and you're bored. And so you just put it on there and just be like, hey, look, here's my convention workshop about making a stew, or whatever it is that you're doing that
weekend. Just about having fun and enjoying your time.
Yeah. We usually have the annual DunneCon card game over at the Ryapel Manor. For those that haven't been following the channel, we have a couple of friends that we hang out with pretty regularly that we obviously haven't really been hanging out very much during the quarantine, but we've been able to kind of slowly but surely work our ways towards seeing each other again with, safety in mind and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So there is a good chance that there will be a live stream of a card game on this sometime that Saturday evening.
Nice.
So Friday, Stuff on My Head Friday. So it's literally you put something on your head and you take a picture. Mm-hmm. I started doing this back in 2015. I have some children that I am estranged from due to custody agreements and whatnot. And it's my way of letting my kids know that they're always on my mind when they are able to finally see my social media so that they don't have like a million pictures of their mom being like, because that's how I feel most of the time. But, that's not fun or exciting for a kid. They don't want to see the mom sad. So, I made these dumb little pictures of things that I literally would have done in the house when they were there. Because I was known for just putting random stuff on my head. The kids, especially after like a diaper change, if it wasn't messy, like I'd go and I'd put the little baby pants on my head and be like, pants on my head, and the kids would just die. They thought it was the funniest thing. Obviously their sense of humor have probably grown since then, I would hope. But
One would expect,
but still it's pretty funny to put baby pants on your head and say pants on my head. Especially if you say it like that. So that's Friday. Saturday is Share Your Wares Saturday, I believe, is what we decided on. And it's basically where you talk about some of the things you like to do. You talk about some of the activities you're involved in that you like. Costumes are not required by any stretch, but definitely encouraged. So if you want to do 15 costume changes, just like you would at like a standard convention cosplaying, like totally do it. And you can do it up on that page and, take pictures.
This is also a day where we would have people who actually sell things for a living, people who are creatives, people who would normally be vendors at a convention. We have a number of friends that do that. This is free space for you to advertise your business.
Yes, and even better if, say, you have a deal or a special, DunneCon, hashtag DunneCon 2020. We'd like that very much. I'll definitely be doing some stuff on my Avon, although it's a little bit precarious in how I can do that. I'll figure something out because that's the kind of business person I am. Maybe you'll get an extra sample or free gift of some kind.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And then Sunday is just kind of like a relaxed sort of day. It's like
Chill.
it's the Duncan and chill day. Like, hey, we got really toasty last night, and I'm kind of hungover till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh crap! I have to get out of my hotel room. Let me drink a bunch of Gatorade and fix things up very quickly, and walk out the door.
It's gonna be a hoot.
It's going to be a great time. So we really encourage you to join us with that. There's no reason, we don't get any money from this. This is just literally something we do for the shits of it. You know,
This is a service. This is how we give back to our community.
This is how we give back to our community. So I do want to, invite you on that. And thank you for watching our lovely little morning show. I mean, look at that. We got sunlight coming in right now.
The sun.
Yes, and it's right there.
We love y'all.
But we love you all, and we want you to be well. And we'll see you next time.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.